Dear friends, we will be speaking about the transit of Jupiter through the sign of Scorpio. So we are going to see where our luck is going to be. As we know, Jupiter is the planet of luck, prosperity, God bless, generosity and expansion. There is a video about that previous transit of Jupiter. The name of the video is Astrology Transits Jupiter in Libra 2016 until 2017. If you haven't seen it, I suggest to have a look at it now, as that can help you to compare which areas of your life Jupiter transit affects in your life, actually affected in your life in the 2016-17, and what you can expect now in the 2017-18. Eagle with the open wings, that is the symbol of Jupiter. It transits through the sign of Scorpio from the 11th of October 2017 until the 9th of November 2018. And yes, of course, Scorpio people are the stars of the zodiac. Motto of this transit is wealth and abundance. People with the planets in the Scorpio sign are going to face new opportunities and will begin new 12-year cycles. They will perhaps not experience miracles this year, even that is not excluded, but will surely start new life phase with new plans to study, to start new career, to improve professional or private life, and so on. They will have new vision of their life and will work on this vision in the years to come. It looks like the Scorpio people will be luckier than Libras in the previous period. The reason for that is Jupiter aspect to Pluto. While being in Scorpio, Jupiter will create a wonderful aspect to the planet Pluto. That is the dispositor of this transit. So Pluto is very important now. Libras did not have that. They had hard aspect to Pluto. The best period of this transit will be in January, in April, and especially in September of the year 2018. In September, a phoenix rises from the ashes and flies to the endless heights. That's how this aspect and this transit can work. Phoenix is, of course, the symbol of Scorpio. September is very prosperous month to all of us, but particularly to people with the planets in the sign of Scorpio. But let's go back to Pluto to see two phases of this transit. So we are going to face communication between Jupiter and Pluto, and it always brings alternation between hopes and anxiety. So it has that other side as well. The reason for that is that Pluto shows to us the shadow side of our personality, speaking in Jungian terms. So if our fears and apprehensions are suppressed, they emerge on the surface with Pluto, no matter if Pluto creates so-called good or bad aspects. Jupiter in Scorpio, especially in aspect to Pluto, brings greed and hunger for wealth, as Marcus Yalev writes in the book Astrocycles. He further highlights that aspect Jupiter-Pluto brings real happiness that can unfortunately disappear fast. Consequently, it is of a great importance to learn how to keep one's happiness. And so think of that. But think also in this way during the year 2018. What is that can bring you wealth and success? What really can bring you this? Where can you achieve too much power and influence? So you have to be careful a little bit. What do you want to achieve undoubtedly? So you have to have a real aim. Additionally, Jupiter will make in May and August a very positive aspect to the planet Neptune. This will be helpful and even overwhelming to those who are having planets in watery signs, that are except Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces people. Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, is in a very strong position, but in combination with Jupiter can give false hopes. This combination first brings endless opportunities and possibilities, and one starts to believe that his happiness has no borders. And that is indeed true if he or she is spiritually oriented and strives to achieve enlightenment. This aspect helps to a man to find the meaning of life, and in the period 2015 until 2017, those with the planets in Sagittarius were seeking for that more than others did. Now, with Jupiter in Scorpio, many people with the planets in Sagittarius sign will gain deep and wise knowledge about life and their existence. We learn to go with the flow of life and will be further on more concerned with their inner life. And the way to oneself is always the way to God. If you strive for self-knowledge and you are on the spiritual path, ask yourself, what do you need more to feel the development? And who can you trust? Is there anybody who can support you on your path? Who is that? People who do not have ambition and interest in spiritual life have nothing to expect from the aspect between Jupiter and Neptune. Actually, they will be disappointed on the end because they expected too much in the material sphere. That is the other side of the transit of Jupiter through the sign of Scorpio in combination with Neptune. At the end of the year 2017, planet Saturn enters the sign of Capricorn. I will be recording a new video on this topic. This transit will define our development in general for the next 30 years and will teach us that the humanity have to take the responsibility for their acts. If anybody wants to gain too much of money or power, Saturn will warn him that she will have to pay for that soon or later. So I would like to warn everybody here that everything we do with Jupiter in Scorpio, we need to do with a big portion of moral responsibility. In April and partially in May, Jupiter will be supported by the planet Mars. That will be the time to concentrate the power and build strong foundation for the material success that will come later in September, most probably. This Mars support is in particular important for the people who have planets between 16 and 26 degrees of Scorpio. At the beginning of November, an aspect between Jupiter and Chiron will help people with the planets in Virgo sign and all of those who are involved in natural healing, chiropractices, or so-called alternative healing. It will gain a lot, and it will generally be useful to the therapist. Jupiter in Scorpio will bring powerful regeneration, particularly in November, while being in contact with Chiron. This transit will support natural medicine and cure many people who have serious diseases, especially if they believe that they can be cured. What generally brings Jupiter in Scorpio? In Indian tradition, that is not the best position for Guru. Jupiter is Guru. Indeed, the planet of spiritual light and higher knowledge does not feel comfortable in the dark Pluto's underworld. Nevertheless, it can be useful for those who are willing to gain secret knowledge that can lead them to deeper understanding of life and death. Jupiter in Scorpio, in a natal chart as well as in transitions, often gives big heritage and support from other people's resources. On the mundane level, It signifies his success in banking or insurance system. Strange, because many expect crash there. Well, this transit can signify the last attempt of the contemporary banking system trying to gain maximum possible amount of money and wealth. Let me warn you here, be careful if in this period they start offering good credits and loans that will require your sign. But in personal life, this transit will anyway bring better financial and material situation, no matter what banks are doing. Moreover, this transit will bring great interest in intimate life, but will enlarge negative feelings also. So, if you have Sun in the sign of Scorpio, you can expect big expansion and clearly improved financial situation. Many will feel creative or will feel some sort of inner power. Watch out for the strong desires. It is an art to control them in this time. Those with the moon in Scorpio in the first phase of transit will be affected with negative feelings, I'm sorry to say, and possibly with fears about the family life or domestic environment. When they integrate the subconscious material, they will do better. People with Mercury in Scorpio will gain new knowledge through the communication with important people and will be better students or businessmen or writers, depend on the horoscope. Generally, they will change the way of thinking. Pardon. Those with Venus and Mars in Scorpio will have a period of great attention and will develop new love life. If you have Saturn in Scorpio, you should seriously work on your dark side to help the process and to gain in material sphere without negative consequences. If you have Jupiter in Scorpio, you will have so-called Jupiter return, and that is wonderful. These are generations 1958, 1970, 1982, 1994, and so on. 12 years between them. Astrologically, this is the time to grow, be married, have children, buy property, gain inheritance, and so on. Let's see now how will transit influence us by looking at the astrological houses. Pay attention to your ascendant. You know it by knowing the time and place of birth. Yes, so that's how we get ascendant. People with the Scorpio ascendant are entering a new life phase. They will have the opportunity to improve life as a whole and start new. Most probably will go through professional changes, will improve health and regenerate, and will have a period of financial prosperity. You will perhaps not believe me, but Librans are going to be the the happiest in the material field with this transit. Perhaps Aries as well, like Libras. Libras will, with the help of Jupiter in the second astrological house, improve finances and enlarge properties. There is one condition for this, that they learn their own value. Virgos with Jupiter in the third house will enlarge their knowledge and perhaps sell it for the good price. They will start communicating with new people who will expand their horizons. Leos with Jupiter in the fourth house have opportunity to change for the better the situation at home and in the working area, as they have eclipses in their house. This year will be fundamental for them. There is a separate video on this topic. The name of it is Astrology Transits, Lunar Nodes, Leo Aquarius Axis, 2017 until 2018. I suggest you to see this video if you are interested in the transits of lunar nodes. Cancer on the ascendant will have Jupiter in the 5th house. This transit will improve the life of their children or the relationship with them and children. It will also show that everything they created in their life is starting to have higher price. If they invest money, this will be excellent time for big investments. Gemini on the ascendant with Jupiter in the 6th house have a possibility to change their health and vitality for better. If they work in services, this will be excellent year to improve the job. Many will expand the daily activities. Taurus with Jupiter in the 7th house will exchange the energy in the partnership in a better way than before. This is about business partnership and private partnership, like a marriage partnership also. Good to know that Jupiter here can signify divorce, especially if the intimate life doesn't function or financial exchange among partners also doesn't function well. Aries with Jupiter in the 8th house will go through the period of deep feelings and will have the opportunity to achieve big finances. These are really big finances here. So it is necessary to see what the rest of the horoscope says. Pisces with Jupiter in the 9th house have a possibility to travel or achieve a state of enlightenment or the highest possible satisfaction. Just be careful about the false hopes, as we spoke about in the context of Jupiter-Neptune aspect at the beginning of the video. Aquarius with Jupiter in the 10th house will have new opportunities in career that will change home situation as well. As they're having eclipses on their axis, the same as Leo people, many things will turn different during the year 2018. See about that the mentioned video, Lunar Nodes, Leo Aquarius, Axis 2017-2018. It will help you a great deal if you're Aquarius. Capricorn with Jupiter in the 11th house gains money, rewards, premiums, and are going higher and higher. They can expect great support of the powerful people. It's very good transit for Capricorn. Sagittarius ascendant people are already mentioned here. They have a period when God gives them back for all the good deeds they have manifested in the last 12 years or even before. They will become more generous, give up of their will or their needs, learn to float freely, but develop new trust in the power of universe and its laws. I would like to mention that every person perceives the transit in his own way. That perception is not only determined by the age of the person or by the potentials of the horoscope in general, but it is determined even more by the level of a spirit. Religious people or those who have great spiritual power or are highly conscious are not influenced by the transits or as ordinary people are. That means the spiritually higher people are not influenced by universal law the same way as others because they are able to create with the Creator. That's all for today. If you wish to learn more about yourself, please order a personal consultation. All information about that you will find on the web pages of the Studio Well Balance and on my new website. The name of my new website is www.symbolicthinking.net. Follow us there, many things are coming soon in English. Let me also say that at the Symbolic Thinking website you will find different types of consultations and reading, such as explanation of the purpose of one's life and existence, partnership horoscopes, and so on. In the last time, I combined astropsychology with theta healing. Psychological astrology, spiritual astrology, as any other type of astrology, can be very helpful in recognizing the inner potentials and inner energetic models that functions inside of the being and influences one's life. Nevertheless, they cannot remove those patterns. Theta healing is a technique that helps to remove them, no matter if those inner models, prejudice, or blockages are genetical, karmic, spiritual, or form in this lifetime. Feel free to order Theta healing if you wish to relieve yourself from anything that stops you to have a healthy and content life. If you like the video, please do not forget to like it, subscribe, and share. Looking forward to seeing you soon, and until next time, may Jupiter bring you wealth and prosperity.